So how do you get ready for the toughest questions, the ones that are real showstoppers in the interview? The best way to deal with this is to sit down and really evaluate what you've done in the past. I mean, maybe write out your top 25 achievements. And once you get past number 3 or 4, they're not going to be very exciting, but maybe it's I put together a dinner seminar, or I put together a financial presentation that was awarded, that won the bid, or I did a speech in front of the national sales meeting. So once you get past your top 4 or 5, maybe your achievements won't be that exciting, but put those things down on one side of the paper, and then on the other side of the paper, write what had to happen in order for those things to happen. Because you have to jog your memory about those things. Because when you get the tough interview questions, they're going to be questions like, tell me about your greatest success. Tell me about your failure. Tell me about when you were able to organize people to achieve an objective you had. And then what can happen is, if you've done this exercise where you've looked at the 20 things that you've achieved and you've gone through how did each one of those things happen and what did you have to do to achieve those things, then you'll be able to remember that and be able to give them a specific example of what you did, what had to be done to achieve that, what the parts and pieces were. And the reason that's very important is a lot of people can answer questions and say they're the greatest salesperson, or that they were able to get this great key opinion leader to become a client. But when you ask them the tougher question of how did you do that, either they can't communicate it because they didn't do it, or they can't communicate it because they just haven't thought about it in order to do that. So the toughest interview questions require preparation up front. You need to practice these things, get a list of them, practice all the questions, but before you do that, do the paper exercise that I gave you, where you write down like the 20 accomplishments and then those things that had to happen for those accomplishments to occur. And when you use that particular process of preparation, I think you'll find that you'll be able to perform much better in the interview. Best of luck.